Twitch, you got Kick, you got Rockfin, debatable, Odyssey, Rumble, maybe. I mean, you got a lot of people going for that title, but YouTube is well known. It's where a lot of creators, at least I remember a time when YouTube used to be a meritocracy. YouTube is a place where a lot of people get started, build up their careers. But see, corporate media has always been jealous of the online social community. It started with there's jealousy and vitriol and rage started way back with Facebook. I know, can you believe it? But YouTube has always been that thorn in the side. And now YouTube tops TV distributor rankings. Why? Because nobody's watching TV anymore. It's the truth. It's the absolute truth. So let's go ahead and pull this up here. I want to pull this up here. It's Morning Blow and a little bit of jelly of the YouTubes.
The #1 spot last month when it comes to where most people are watching TV. The service accounted.
Jack Acid, yeah, bring back MySpace. We're sorry, Tom. You were our first friend and we abused you. Please come back, Tom. Please come back.
For 11.6% of all TV use in the country. That's an all-time high for YouTube and the second time it has topped the list of distributors.
Remember, of course, the extraordinarily famous line in Time magazine, I've seen the future of rock and roll, and it is Bruce Springsteen. I think we can say that about YouTube and media. I mean, YouTube and media just continues to explode.
Somebody sounds jealous. But see, here's the thing. MSNBC and CNN, all these other corporate media outlets, while they are on the down low, because let's face it, ever since November 5th, when Trump won the election, corporate media, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, have been hemorrhaging views, and they've been laying off people. We've done a treasure trove of stories on this. But when it comes down to YouTube, there is the algorithm that does favor corporate media. It's the algorithm in rhyme. It's a game that must be played always. Is it fair? Depends on how much you want to suck it up.
And the numbers people are getting are off the charts.
Off the charts, Joe. And, you know, there's this, the unraveling of the old world of media has been, you know, a striking thing over the last 20 years. And the question has kind of been what's going to rise up in its place, because obviously there are still lots of people consuming a lot of media and consuming a lot of video. And these numbers that YouTube continues to generate on behalf of small organizations and the individual creator economy, it's, you know, it's got a kind of parallel on this in the Substack world in terms of print. In terms of text, it's an astonishing thing. It's obviously, you know, giving people access to all the world's video clips was a big first step, but it turns out that YouTube has a second and even bigger life potentially as a platform for, as a viable economic platform for a new structure for the business.
There's going to probably be another adpocalypse very soon. Oh, God. All right. So many of you might be wondering, gee, Kit, what is an adpocalypse? What is it? Why are you sighing in such sadness? Story time. You've heard this before, but I'll say it again because you have to hear it. So the first adpocalypse, it starts with corporate media, at least the height of before Trump, 2015, it could be argued, is when it kind of went down. You had a lot of people, corporate media pundits, journalists, magazine, article writers, all that kind of stuff, being jealous of the rise of up-and-coming YouTubers who are still very popular and relevant to this day, most notably PewDiePie, right? I think a lot of people just didn't like the fact that, you know, they were gaining a huge following, and you had a lot of bitter haters out there, haters who hate. And you had corporate media decide to go after YouTube because, oh, we got to call them out. And so they decided to, you know, looking into YouTube videos, again, channels that had very small followings but were posting very, very controversial things like hate or anything else of that nature. And yes, a commercial was playing. And in turn, then they added it onto other YouTubers. And most notably, they went after PewDiePie, but they wrongly identified the uniform he was wearing. They said he was wearing a Luftwaffe fighter pilot costume. The Luftwaffe were part of the German Third Reich. But he wasn't wearing a Luftwaffe uniform. He was wearing a British Bombardier uniform. Now, I know what I'm going to say is very controversial. To the keen eye who understands fashion, and uniforms. British bombardier outfit that PewDiePie was wearing, and a Luftwaffe uniform. Two different things altogether. Two different things altogether. And that's what's led to the first adpocalypse, as well as other things too, and making the YouTube environment what it is today. Not a lot of fun. And of course, the censorship, the terminations, the shadow bans, the demonetizations. Corporate media played a role. And remember, the algorithm in rhyme does favor the establishment media. But see, here's what the bigger up high heads need to realize. You could be promoting MSNBC or CNN as much as you want, but the viewer does have the choice if they want to click and view the video, which is why you should always click for Hard Lens Media. Continuing on.
For live events, and you're certainly seeing some crazy numbers out of London. Piers Morgan is actually using this, and I think he's leaving traditional television. He's doing these YouTube events where he'll have like Douglas Murray and Mehdi Hassan debate Middle East issues, and they will just go at it. And
no, they're not going to go. Yeah, that's what I also hate too. All these corporate media pundits are coming into my backyard. Get out of here. We ain't welcome.
And the numbers are driving up there. I will say something else though that's actually moved me. I say I'm not on social media, but X, Threads, a lot of these things, just so angry. It's like I'm just not going to even wade into it. Sometimes even Instagram.
Oh God. I really hope when I'm older, I'm not like, oh yeah, the new social media, or blah 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 blah, because chances are it's gonna be called something stupid. Gen Z, I know some people are talking skibbity, and I know, but there are some words that I just don't understand, and now just so I don't look foolish, like I will have to do that. What does this word mean? Like pretty soon people are gonna be talking like blah, 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 and I just hope I'm not gonna be like, I remember when people used to speak English. No, literally, I mean English. I know what they're saying English words, but I just don't know what these new words are anymore.
Show a picture of a baby. He goes, oh yeah, well, how did you vote in 1972? It's your, it's like, okay, whatever. That's one of the great things. And I think YouTube is benefiting from just the rage and the anger on so many other social media platforms. Come on, man. I want to look at some video.
Especially X. I mean, yeah.
Oh God, it's all about Elon. Listen, Twitter hasn't changed, okay? It really hasn't. People are still jerks to each other on X, even when it was Twitter, okay? And if you think YouTube is all, oh, it's so nice here, okay? Case in point, I gotta bring up my favorite homie, okay? This guy here is like an example. Like the comment sections right now for this downfall has been absolute pure gold.
Rate every single person with my intelligence right now, and that's not being egotistical.
I mean, he's being cooked in his comment section. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny to me because it's funny. Okay, you'll be eviscerated by the intelligence.
I have the account, but I don't use it anymore. Instagram's much better. I advise you not to read the comments. That's always good advice. But
sometimes you have to read the comments, you douchebag, because you need your audience to keep you grounded, because that's how a YouTube channel grows, because the audience is your number one source. See, unlike you, MSNBC, you're okay to sit high atop your ivory tower because you got that corporate backing, but at least according to Comcast, they want to let you go. I don't know. They think you're a bad brand. I hope things have been solved there. Maybe the layoffs made things safe. But with YouTube, audience feedback is key, because your audience could either say, hey, this is great content, keep up the good work, or B, all right, I like this channel, or C, you could do better. I don't agree with that, because feedback is important, even constructive criticism. Or option D, you suck, unsubscribe. I occasionally get those. Those are like, okay, well, at least thank you for letting me know. I try and read all the comments, but you guys and gals are always great, and the feedback from the audience is key. It's always key. read the comments sometimes. Sometimes you got to suck it up. And if your audience tells you, hey, do better, do better.
You know very well, I have a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old. My son just watches YouTube. I mean, that's, I honestly don't think my children know where the clicker for the cable is. Because their instinct is they just go on and they go to whatever the streaming service of choice is. If we're watching the NCAA tournament, you find CBS and TV.
Prim 54. I'm not going to read your comment, but I'm going to keep it up there. You crazy party animal, you. What am I going to do with my audience? Get up and go see the White House counselor right now.
Let's say something else. We don't talk
sports.
I'll say something else we don't talk about that much also is like Reddit. We don't talk about it much here. Yeah. But Instagram and Reddit, we'll be watching a game and I'll be getting a, there'll, be a 15 and out pass route. And, Jack was saying, they say that. I'm going, where are you getting this? And it's Reddit. And it's just, that's pretty fascinating social media platform. But again, away from just the absolute hatred of some of the other social media platforms.
Tell me you're stupid without telling me you're stupid. Are you kidding me? I'm a grizzled veteran of YouTube. 8 years in this business, in the trenches. I got that 1,000-mile stare in my eyes. Okay? There are some comment sections where like, holy cow, people are going at it. If you think that's any different than on X, you're gravely mistaken. Now, yes, I am well aware that even the most benign comments have been like YouTube has changed a little bit here and there. I know even when you guys are giving kind comments, you're told, oh, you can't comment. Things have changed here. But you want to know the whole point about that video was? They're coping and seizing. They're coping and seizing because they just can't believe it. That automatically now their entire system is falling apart. The media is scared. And YouTube, whether anyone likes to admit it or not, is the future. I mean, I know that there are other platforms going after the title. Rumble seems to be a good contender. Twitch and Kick, possibly. Rockfin and Odyssey, that's a question mark. I'm pretty sure Indy from INN has his own opinion, especially about Rockfin. Shout out to Indy from INN. But this is the world we are in, and the world is the internet. And YouTube is going to be replacing it. But the thing is, corporate media, much like DVDs, they're going to have to be adapting because people, and same thing like those old, like Blockbuster and everybody else, you have to adapt to the times. And people have a choice on what they want to watch and what they want to see. But also people have the right to opinions too. And if they want to say something sucks, then yeah, that's what the comment section is for. Constructive criticism. You need to take it because the world is not a liberal safe space. It's not a liberal arts community. Sometimes the world can be very harsh and brutal. It's how it's always been, and it should never change.